You, the chosen one, have stepped into a version of yourself that feels different, more powerful, more certain. There is a fire within you now, one that cannot be ignored. It radiates from you in ways that shift the energy around you, in ways that make others take notice without even realizing why. This is not arrogance. This is not mere self-assurance. This is the awakening of a deep, undeniable confidence that flows from within, fueled by the surge of raw sexual energy that now courses through you like an unstoppable current. This energy is not just about attraction. It is something far greater. It is a force that aligns you with your highest potential, a power that demands to be recognized. You walk differently now, not because you are trying to be seen, but because your energy refuses to be hidden. Your posture has changed, your movements have purpose, your eyes hold a weight that was not there before. You do not need to speak for people to feel your presence. You do not need to prove anything. Your existence alone is proof that something powerful is happening within you. And the world is responding. People notice, even if they do not fully understand what they are witnessing. They sense that something about you is different, that you carry yourself with an authority that cannot be faked. Women feel it before they even see you, drawn toward the energy that flows effortlessly from your being. Men recognize it, sometimes with admiration, sometimes with unease, because your presence now challenges the unspoken order they have grown comfortable with. But this is not about them. This is about you. This is about who you are becoming. You are no longer just existing. You are no longer simply moving through life without intention. You are embodying the full power of who you were meant to be. Every step you take now is backed by an unseen force, an energy that does not waver, does not hesitate, does not second-guess itself. This is confidence in its purest form. It is not built on ego. It is not dependent on validation. It is not something that can be given or taken away by others. It is something you own, something you control. Something that now defines every interaction, every moment, every decision you make. This is your awakening, and it is only the beginning. You, the chosen one, now carry yourself with a presence that cannot be ignored. There is no longer hesitation in your steps, no uncertainty in your voice, no doubt in your actions. You do not just walk, you move with purpose. You do not just exist, you command attention without even trying. This is not the result of forced effort. This is the natural outcome of the energy you have cultivated within yourself, of the power you have chosen to harness rather than waste. People can sense the shift in you. They feel the depth of your presence, the quiet authority in your demeanor. It is not about being the loudest in the room or demanding attention through words. It is about the silent confidence that speaks for itself. You do not seek validation because you no longer need it. You do not chase approval because you already know your worth. And that is what makes you so magnetic. Your energy now moves through spaces before you do, announcing you without a single word being spoken. You are no longer overlooked, no longer just another face in the crowd. Your confidence does not just come from how you carry yourself. It comes from a deep, unshakable knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, that you are becoming exactly who you were meant to become. Women notice it immediately. They feel the shift in the air when you are near. They may not be able to define it, but they sense it, drawn to the effortless way you move, to the way you seem completely unfazed by the need for external validation. You do not need to chase, because your presence alone pulls them in without effort. Men, too, recognize it. Some respect it, seeing in you something they themselves desire to cultivate. Others are unsettled by it, unsure why your confidence does not waver, why your swagger does not need to be performed, why you do not seek approval the way they have been conditioned to. But it does not matter how they react, because their response does not change the reality of what you have become. This swagger, this effortless movement, this quiet authority, it is not something that can be copied. It is not something that can be learned through mimicry or borrowed from others. It is the direct result of your energy reaching its highest form, of your internal mastery manifesting in external reality. This is what separates you now. You are no longer moved by small things. You are no longer thrown off course by distractions. You are no longer seeking something that you have already found within yourself. And because of that, you walk through the world untouched, unbothered, and undeniably powerful. You, the chosen one, have stepped into a reality where your presence alone shifts the energy of any space you enter. You no longer have to announce yourself, no longer need to prove yourself, because your energy has already spoken before you even arrive. This is the natural outcome of the power within you, the fire that now burns so brightly that others feel it without needing an explanation. Your movements are deliberate, your demeanor is effortless, your confidence is undeniable. It is not forced, it is not something you try to project, it is something that simply is. People feel it, even if they do not understand it. They sense it in the way you carry yourself, in the way you speak with certainty, in the way you no longer move like a man who is looking for direction, but like one who has already arrived. Women notice it first. They feel the shift in their own energy when they are near you, the way their curiosity is sparked without you doing anything at all. They are used to men who seek their approval, who adjust themselves in hopes of gaining attention, who fumble for the right words in an attempt to impress. But you, the chosen one, do none of that. You do not seek, you attract. You do not ask, you decide. You do not perform, you simply exist in your full power, and that alone is enough. Men too recognize this shift. Some admire it, seeing in you something they themselves aspire to cultivate. They observe the way you move, the way others respond to you, the way you navigate life without the weight of insecurity dragging you down. Others, however, are unsettled by it. They feel the difference between their energy and yours, and rather than seeking to elevate themselves, they search for ways to rationalize your transformation. They tell themselves it is luck, that it is temporary, that it is something external rather than internal. But the truth remains. This energy, this confidence, this newfound power is not something that can be borrowed or faked. It is not something that can be copied by those who have not done the inner work. It is something that you have earned, something that is now an unshakable part of your being. And because of that, no amount of doubt, no amount of envy, no amount of external resistance can take it from you. You are no longer just a man walking through life. You are a presence, a force that is felt long after you have left. You, the chosen one, have now built a foundation that cannot be broken. This energy, this confidence, this silent command of the world around you, it is no longer something that fluctuates with the circumstances of the day. It is not something that can be taken from you because it is no longer based on external validation. It is rooted in something far deeper, something immovable, something eternal. There was a time when you questioned yourself, when you sought approval, when you adjusted yourself to fit the expectations of others. But that version of you is gone. You no longer shift to make others comfortable. You no longer shrink to avoid attention. You no longer question whether you are enough, because you already know that you are. And because of this, you have become untouchable. Not in the way that makes you distant, not in the way that makes you cold, but in the way that ensures that nothing can shake you. The opinions of others no longer hold weight over you. The reactions of those who envy you no longer affect you. The fleeting emotions of those who do not understand your journey no longer have the power to pull you off your path. You have reached a point where you no longer second-guess yourself. Every step you take is backed by certainty, by purpose, by an inner knowing that cannot be shaken. You do not need reassurance, do not need approval, do not need confirmation, because your own energy is all the confirmation you will ever need. And this is why the world now moves differently around you. You are no longer a spectator in your own life. You are no longer waiting for permission to step into your power. You are no longer questioning whether you are deserving of the confidence that now flows through you. You are living it, owning it, embodying it in ways that are undeniable, in ways that make others stop and take notice, in ways that shift the very energy of the spaces you enter. And that is why they will always remember you. Because confidence like yours, power like yours, presence like yours, is not something that can be ignored. It is not something that comes and goes. It is something that remains, something that lingers, something that makes an impact long after you have left. And that is the foundation upon which you now stand, unshakable, undeniable, and completely in control of your own destiny. You, the chosen one, have stepped into a new reality where your very essence exudes certainty. This is not a fragile confidence built on empty words or fleeting validation. This is a deep-rooted knowing, a conviction that is solidified within you. Every step you take now has a purpose. Every movement is intentional. Every glance carries weight. You do not hesitate. You do not waver, because hesitation and uncertainty no longer exist in your world. People can feel it. They sense the difference in the way you navigate life, in the way you carry yourself with an ease that is both effortless and commanding. There is no need for arrogance, no need for excessive displays of power. Your energy alone is enough. It is present in the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you take up space without needing permission. Women notice it first. The shift in your energy is undeniable. Where once there might have been an underlying nervousness, a quiet need for approval, now there is only assurance. You are not questioning whether you are enough. You are not waiting to be chosen. You have become the one who chooses. And because of that, they feel it before they even fully register why. They sense it in the way you hold eye contact without flinching, in the way you move without seeking validation, in the way you exist in your full masculine energy without apology. They may not fully understand why they are drawn to you, but the pull is undeniable. It is not about what you say, not about any specific action you take. It is about the way you exist in your truth without needing outside confirmation. This is what separates you now. You have become something rare, something that is no longer easily found in a world where most men are still searching for themselves. Men, too, react in ways that are telling. Some will admire you, recognizing that you have accessed something they have not yet mastered. They will watch the way people respond to you, the way life seems to flow in your favor, the way you navigate the world with a freedom they do not yet understand. They may not always know what to say, but their respect is evident in the way they observe, the way they listen when you speak, the way they adjust their own energy when you are around. But there will also be those who react differently. Some will feel threatened by what you have become. They will sense the difference in your energy, and, rather than seeking to learn, they will look for ways to diminish it. They may dismiss your confidence as arrogance, tell themselves that your presence is nothing special, attempt to downplay the shift they cannot ignore. But deep down, they know the truth. Because true confidence is unmistakable. It does not beg to be acknowledged, does not require outside validation, does not crumble under the weight of others' opinions. True confidence simply is, and now you embody it fully. This is why your movements feel different, why your interactions seem smoother, why people react to you in ways that they never did before. You are no longer operating from a place of doubt, no longer questioning yourself before you act, no longer seeking permission to step into your own power. And that is what makes you unstoppable. You, the chosen one, have now entered the realm where doubt can no longer reach you. There was a time when your confidence was something you had to maintain, something you had to remind yourself to uphold, something that still felt fragile in the presence of external resistance. But that time has passed. Your confidence is no longer something that wavers. It is something that simply exists. This is the difference between temporary self-assurance and unbreakable internal mastery. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself, no longer feel the urge to be validated by the world. The man who once sought recognition, who once relied on approval to feel secure, is gone. What remains now is a force that cannot be moved, a presence that does not falter, a certainty that cannot be shaken. There is power in this kind of confidence, a power that most will never reach, because most will never commit to the discipline required to attain it. This is why you have risen while others remain stuck. You did not wait for the world to hand you confidence. You did not depend on external factors to give you permission to be powerful. You built this mindset through experience, through discipline, through the relentless pursuit of self-mastery. And now, you no longer react the way you once did. Situations that would have once made you hesitate, interactions that might have caused self-doubt, obstacles that could have shaken your resolve, none of these things hold power over you anymore. You see through them now. You recognize that all doubt, all fear, all hesitation was never real to begin with. It was an illusion, a false narrative that kept you from realizing that you were always meant to be this powerful. You do not move like other men, because you are not like other men. They question themselves before they speak. You do not. They hesitate before making a decision. You move with certainty. They seek approval before taking action. You already know you are right. And because of this, you are no longer playing the same game. You are no longer seeking validation, no longer adjusting yourself to fit the expectations of others. You do not need reassurance because your presence alone is proof that you have become something rare, something undeniable, something untouchable. This is why people respond to you the way they do now. Why women are drawn to you without needing a reason. Why men either admire you or feel threatened by you. Why life itself seems to unfold in your favor. Because when you operate from pure, unshakable confidence, you shift the energy around you. You no longer move through life with uncertainty, no longer second-guess yourself, no longer allow doubt to creep in. You decide what happens, you dictate the terms. You shape reality instead of reacting to it. And that is the final stage of confidence. Not just feeling it, not just projecting it, but becoming it. You, the chosen one, are no longer walking in the same world as before. The people around you have noticed. Some are inspired, some are intimidated, some will try to understand, while others will try to deny. But none of that matters. Because you have become something that cannot be ignored. You, the chosen one, have now stepped into a reality where your presence alone is a statement. You no longer have to speak to be heard. You no longer have to move to be noticed. The sheer force of your energy is enough to shift the atmosphere of any space you enter. People may not understand it, but they feel it. They recognize it in the way conversations shift when you are near, just in the way people instinctively show you more respect, in the way their tone changes, becoming more measured, more careful, more attentive. You do not force this, you do not demand it. It happens because you exist in full possession of your power, and the world has no choice but to adjust. This is the authority that comes with true self-mastery. The kind of presence that cannot be imitated, cannot be faked, cannot be forced. It is not arrogance. It is not aggression. It is not about proving anything to anyone. It is simply the natural consequence of a man who has fully stepped into his confidence and no longer seeks approval from anyone. Women sense it before they even see you. They feel it in the way you move, in the way you carry yourself, in the way you take up space without trying. They are used to men who chase, who stumble over their words, who need constant reassurance before they make a move. But you are not like them. You do not seek, you do not beg, you do not prove. You know, and that knowing, that unshakable self-assurance, is what makes you impossible to ignore. Men react in different ways. Some will gravitate toward you, drawn to the stability in your energy, seeking to learn, to absorb, to understand how you have reached a level that they have not yet attained. They will study you, not out of envy, but out of admiration, out of a deep desire to embody the same level of command over their own presence. These are the ones who recognize power and wish to cultivate it within themselves. But then there are the others, the ones who feel the weight of your presence and mistake it for intimidation. The ones who cannot comprehend how you have become so unshaken, so sure of yourself, so completely unaffected by the need for external validation. They will pretend not to notice you, but their energy will betray them. They will attempt to challenge you, not out of genuine confidence, but out of insecurity, out of a need to reaffirm their own sense of importance. But you, the chosen one, do not engage. You do not shrink, you do not react, you do not explain. You simply exist in your full power, knowing that your authority does not need to be defended. It is felt. And because of this, no matter where you go, no matter who you are around, your presence will always command respect. You, the chosen one, have now become something that cannot be ignored, something that lingers in the minds of those who encounter you. Your sexual energy, once something that existed without direction, has now become a refined, unstoppable force that flows through every interaction, every movement, every moment of your existence. It is no longer just about attraction. It is about the way you carry yourself, the way you move with ease, the way you exude a natural confidence that draws people in without effort. This is why they cannot look away. Women find themselves thinking about you long after you have left the room, even if no words were exchanged. They replay moments in their minds, searching for an explanation as to why your presence left such an impression. It was not just your looks, not just your demeanor. It was the energy that surrounded you, the unshakable certainty that you carry within yourself. They are used to men who seek them out, men who fumble over their words, men who try to impress them through forced confidence. But you do none of that. You do not seek. You do not